Heard has been in a state of defense during the defamation that Johnny Depp has put out against her, mainly because the first half of the trial was very much all about Depp's side of the story and putting out witnesses and evidence that would help explain why he was the victim and not his ex-wife. After failing to dismiss the trial, Amber Heard's team finally got to do what they've been aiming to do, tell Heard's side of the story, and now that includes Heard finally taking the stand herself and explaining things. We'll try explaining everything, including the statements, so be sure to watch the video right till the end. This is what Amber Heard had to say as to why she was summoned to court. I'm here because my ex-husband is suing me for an op-ed I wrote. When asked by her attorney why she was testifying today, Heard said, "Sitting through this trial has been quote-unquote the most painful and difficult thing I have ever gone through. I struggle to find words to describe how painful this is." She went on to explain, "This is horrible for me to sit here and relive everything. There are some who would argue with the statement, but we'll let it be for now, as there is plenty of things said by her to get to hear." For those who do not know, Amber Heard first met Depp while on talks for a role in The Rum Diary. She was 22 years old at the time. Depp produced and starred in the movie as he brought his late friends to life. When Depp asked her to meet, she went into the office where the two spoke about books and poetry. She left with a few books and was surprised by the interaction. She knew who Depp was, saying he was quote-unquote one of the most famous people in the world. But he was twice her age and getting along about obscure books, old blues. She thought it was remarkable and unusual. Later, Depp called, saying, "You're a kid, you're the dream," saying she got the role. Depp told her that the character was supposed to be the quote-unquote dream woman, like the American dream, and she was quote-unquote just that. In early 2009, the movie began filming in Puerto Rico. She and Depp didn't have a lot of interaction on set until they filmed the kissing scene. It didn't feel like a normal scene anymore. She testified, saying it felt more real. She explained the professional measures that actors take in romantic scenes, but these quote-unquote lines were blurred. She said he grabbed her face and really kissed her. She also explained an incident where she visited Depp in his trailer on set and she bought him a bottle of red wine, something they shared a mutual love for. When she was returning to set, he lifted her bathrobe up with his foot, she explained. She said she didn't know what to make of it at the time. Depp then playfully pushed her down on her sofa and said, "Yum." She testified. Now, Heard and Depp were both in relationships with different people at the time. She explained that they just had a friendship, flirtatious thing. She said she felt intimidated and nervous. Then they went their separate ways and she didn't hear from him for a long time. Amber Heard said that her and Johnny Depp started secretly dating on the Rum Diary press tour. The press tour began right after Heard was going through a separation with her former partner. Heard called this perfect timing. In the beginning of the tour in Los Angeles, Heard said Depp invited her to his room for a drink. They started talking and she said the reconnection was instant as their chemistry was hard to explain. Heard called the press run a strange and beautiful time of traveling. She said they were falling in love but were not able to show it. Depp had a split from his partner and mother of his children, Vanessa, but that was not public yet. While Heard initially thought that was troubling, she said Depp assured her that they had been separated for a while and wanted to protect the kids by keeping it out of the press. She said she was worried that the public would label her as a homewrecker. Heard finally felt like Depp really knew her and saw her in a way no one else had around him. Heard said she felt like the most beautiful person in the world, like $1,000,000. She says she called their romance a bubble of secrecy with a warm glow. "I fell head over heels for this man," she says. Heard also opened up about Depp's relationship with her family. She said Depp was kind of generous to her family. She said Depp quickly bonded with her dad. "My parents were taken with him," she said. Depp was overly generous and was always showering Heard's family with extravagant gifts. He would buy guns for her father, jewelry for her mother, and flew her friends on expensive trips. She said he even bought her a horse with the help of her father. Heard said Depp would stay over at her house for days playing music and painting. But then she said he would disappear for a few days at a time and she would not be able to get a hold of him. She said Depp would then come back different Amber Heard also recalled the first time that Depp hit her, saying she will never forget it and it changed my life. She said the two were sitting on the couch and having a normal conversation. She then recalls Depp was drinking and believes he may have used cocaine as there was a quote-unquote jar of cocaine on the table. She asked him about a tattoo on his arm that looked like black marks. He told her if it was a quote-unquote winnow. She laughed, believing he was joking. Depp then slapped her across the face. She testified. She again recalled laughing because she thought that Depp must be joking and waited for him to laugh too. He then hit her 2 more times and she said. The third time, however, he slapped her hard. She recalls thinking, God, did you just hit me? I didn't want to believe him, she testified. I know you don't come back from that. She recalled staring at the dirty carpet. It was the first time she realized it was so dirty. Heard said she knew she needed to leave and eventually drove home. There is a stark contrast from the tale of the winnow tattoo about Johnny Depp. Heard told about when he was on the stand. According to Depp, he quoted that Heard didn't like the winnow joke that he made because it was supposed to be Winona, and he removed 2 letters after breaking up with Winona Ryder, but then again, that's going to be par from the course with this testimony. Amber Heard said that she confided in her mother, Paige Heard, about the abuse she faced at the hands of Johnny Depp. I felt safe talking to my mom because I knew she understood these dynamics and she wouldn't judge me for staying with him, for loving him even though this was happening to me. She said. Heard added that much of her relationship with Depp felt very isolating because they were seeing each other in secret. I couldn't tell any of my friends I was with him for a long time because he told me everyone would blame him for the split with his partner, she said. Heard began confiding in her mother about the control disappearing, constant accusations from the beginning. Then she opened up about the violence, quote-unquote, gently. She testified earlier that after the blow-up, Depp would disappear, saying he was done with this relationship. He would come back claiming he was sober and would be extra loving and apologetic, Heard said. Heard added that Depp was different depending on which drugs he was on at the time. Again, very difficult testimony than what Johnny Depp gave. A sign of things to come. This was just the beginning of what will be said by Amber Heard this week, and probably next week, because once Heard is done testifying by her own behalf, she's going to be cross-examined by Johnny Depp's lawyers. When Depp was on the stand, her team grilled him and tried to expose many different things that Depp had said or done in regards to her. She can be very much expect that to happen with Depp's team when it's their turn. Furthermore, you can expect her to tell various stories that are contrary with Depp and other witnesses. So what do you think of this? Do let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching!